Ladies and gentlemen, Trump just scored a major victory. The Guardian: judge blocks Justice Department from Trump documents. Huge victory. CBS News: judge denies DOJ request to regain access to some documents. And you look, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a huge victory for Trump in terms of his battle with the Justice Department. The Guardian: judge blocks Justice Department from Trump documents as legal fight continues. What's a special master, and why has Donald Trump asked for one in a Mar-a-Lago case? This is the Guardian. Well, a special master is now going to basically end the criminal probe. So if you type in Trump criminal probe CNN, you get the following: special master appointed to review documents. DOJ request to resume criminal probe rejected. Why is that important? They don't have anything on Trump. He didn't collude with the Kremlin, number one. He didn't do anything illegal with Stormy, number two. I mean, well, it's like he didn't pressure officials in Georgia, number three. He didn't engage in, civil crimes or corporate issues pertaining to his tax returns and businesses in New York. They didn't indict him. They're not going to in New York. So the New York criminal probe is pretty much done. Now, they tried, Kinzinger and Cheney tried in a couple weeks ago during the committee hearings regarding January. It was only about 2 months ago he tried to overthrow democracy. It didn't work. Cheney, Kinzinger lost that battle, and Democrats lost miserably as usual when it comes to Trump and accusing him of everything under the sun. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about this special master appointed to review documents from the Mar-a-Lago search. DOJ request to resume criminal probe rejected, CNN. So the criminal probe has essentially ended for the time being. Not really a criminal probe. They're just trying to gain as gain as much public relations support. It's a stunt, a political stunt. They're trying to gain as much political support as possible before midterms. Ain't gonna work. Dow, NASDAQ, S&P stock markets crashing today. Check out the Stock Market Crash channel. But ladies and gentlemen, by the way, hit subscribe to this channel. I will have my first short coming out later today. So check that out. Make sure to watch this channel all throughout the day. It's a really important short, and it explains exactly why the Mar-a-Lago obsession, the classified documents obsession, is complete and utter nonsense, simply a public relations stunt. And it also explains why Democrats have committed infinitely worse. If you want to talk about, mishandling classified data, watch that short. It's actually fantastic. It's me, and then I quote a very honorable human being. Very honorable. You have to watch it. It's a big deal for me because, I'm like pretty low tech. I'm almost 200. We're going to zoom past 200,000 subs very soon. And it's just me, my beautiful vintage Sports Illustrated and Life magazines behind me, and my, annoying / amusing personality, and my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Federalist, other publications, Jerusalem Post. Go to hagoodman.com, but hit subscribe to this channel right now. Definitely look out for the short today. It's awesome. You'll love it. And I have a segment on the Stock Market Crash channel today because guess what? Market's tanking. We'll talk about FedEx. We'll talk about a whole bunch of things. Dow futures were tumbling 300 points before today after FedEx warning. Wall Street headed for a big loss on the week. The economy is going to tank. They have nothing. Democrats need Jimmy Kimmel. They owe Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert everything. If you don't have late night, if you don't have, and then they owe Twitter, if you don't have late night and Twitter, okay, and social media algorithms silencing, censoring, suppressing dialogue, discourse, debate, discussion about a variety of topics. If you don't have the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, the New Yorker, the Atlantic, Esquire, Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone, I mean, Los Angeles Times, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Arizona Republic, I mean, is there a publication in this country, aside from the New York Post, the Daily Mail, the Federalist, some other conservative publications, but the vast, like 90+% of publications that focus on politics, and even like People Magazine and like Vogue, like it's like you can't get away from it. Almost every publication that talks about politics is basically working for the Democratic Party, in addition to late night, in addition to social media algorithms, in addition to the Justice Department. When they say Trump has an agenda, he's going to go after his direct political rivals. That's what they do to him. It's all projection. Okay, there's a reason they haven't indicted him after 7 years, or 6 years, actually 7 years, since 2015. He didn't commit a crime. The reason they didn't indict Clinton or Hunter, I explain in the short. So check that out today. Be on the lookout on this channel. But subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel, Stock Market Crash channel, and this channel right here. They're not the DOJ criminal investigation of Trump is basically ended for the time being. You have a special master, filtering or deciphering what is Trump's and what documents belong to Trump. So they took like passports, they took everything. They treated him. They treat Trump like a criminal, not like a former president. They're probably going to go after other properties to see if he's hiding or keeping any information that could be detrimental to the Justice Department. So, or former FBI officials, people who basically set him up and framed him. So, the Mueller probes. We'll see. We don't know what he's holding. There's more classified data that he's holding on to. It's really interesting because he has all this. He was a former president, so they're going to have a very difficult time convicting. They might indict him in 2023 because Mashed Potato Brains Joe, our wonderful president, presiding over recession, high interest rates rising, inflation at 8 to 9%. My God, if Joe was a Republican, Democrats would, who knows how they'd react. We have a recession. Fact. We had household median incomes at record highs and poverty at a record low under Trump, according to CNN. So it's the trusted name in news, but also according to any economic measurement. Fact. Why would you vote for poverty? Why wouldn't you vote for Trump? That's what I don't get. Why wouldn't you vote for Trump if you know that we had record lows in record lows in poverty and record highs in household median income? Now we have poverty at 15% in this country right now, nationally. It's almost at 15%, probably past that, and we have a stock market that I called in my Federalist article in October of 2021, and the stock market crash playlist. Watch that. I said in September of 2021, the whole thing's going to absolutely tank. You don't try to go to battle with the oil and gas industry and associations that eventually sue you and tell you in court, hey, look, that's what they did. Look, Biden said you can't. Oh, you're going to ban federal leasing, and then you have all these Democrats saying, well, that's not really a bad thing. It's like, no. Oil went up in price. Energy costs went through the roof. In addition to, there are other reasons associated with Democratic policies. But Democrats wanted to save the planet. Then they flooded the country full of strategic petroleum reserves. Complete hypocrites. Because they realized their policies were terrible. And then they said, then they flooded strategic petroleum reserves. And now they're getting sued by environmental groups. And now they They can't have oil go above 100. WTI, WTI. Okay. They can't have oil go above $100 a barrel. If it does, West Texas Intermediate. If it does, you have inflation going through the roof, even faster than it is right now, because they've been flooding strategic petroleum reserves. WTI per barrel has gone down, but it's going to go back up. Diesel costs are going to go back up. We just barely averted a railroad strike. And so we have a recession, 2 quarters of negative growth, interest rates going up in a recession. Only Democrats could do this without widespread anger and frustration. And now the market's tanking, and the only thing they have is an obsession, this contempt for Trump, simply because of political power. The quest, it has nothing to do with Trump's tweets. Biden's words are far more egregious and insulting. I can go through the list, but it has nothing to do with Trump's personality. It's the fact that his policies worked. The economy was fantastic under Trump. Foreign policy was fantastic, or much better than it is now. And you have Democrats who have nothing to run on. The only thing they can run on now is how much they dislike Trump, because the economy is tanking, and it's only going to get worse. Give me your thoughts below. Huge victory for Trump with the special master. I'll be here throughout the day. Check out the short today. Very, very awesome. You'll love it. Thank you. And tell your friends to subscribe to this channel.